60 years of Super Bowls have led us here. More history to be written tonight as we get underway. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. He can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Another big play as they get 28 out of that one. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. Well, the Chiefs are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up 1st and goal.
A chance for the first points of this Super Bowl. It's 1st and goal. Here's Mahomes to throw. And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. The 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Chiefs are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we're looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand. That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And Devontae going to pick up the Eagles' first down as he'll get this up to the 39.
We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Here's 2nd and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. Over the middle to Smith. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. From the gun, it's Hurts. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs of the Super Bowl. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 43. In motion, the tight end. Hurts. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
He's got Smith here. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. Here's Hurts to throw. That is caught. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 22-yard line. Instead of a 3rd-and-1 run, they go pass, and they get 12 yards out of it. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Barkley is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers...
He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this Super Bowl at 7. Down here, I thought they were going to hand that off. Instead, a well-designed play and the pitch and catch for the touchdown.
And I wonder who came up with it. Was it a call from the bench? Did the quarterback have a good idea and suggest it? In any event, clearly an effective play call. They saw something they liked in coverage, and they targeted it for the short yardage.
Appreciate everyone joining us. Super Bowl 60 here tonight. Time to begin the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis up in the booth as we get set to resume play.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Throwing now is Mahomes.
Well, this one complete. It's Rashee Rice.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
I tell you what, if this is any quarterback other than Patrick Mahomes, I'm telling you how this is an ill-advised throw. But 15 is so good on the move with all those different arm angles and releases that all I'm saying now is that's it.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Rashee Rice,
28 yards. And the Chiefs have taken the lead.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that makes the score 14-7. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. It's Devontae Smith and the Eagles ready to go on offense.
He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
They'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter. They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. From the 48-yard line, here's second down and 3.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And that is incomplete.
And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
Throwing is Hurts. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
There it is, a staple of most teams' playbooks, the angle route. A lot of times you want to take away that inside route by a back.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the Chiefs are going to take over at their own 41. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes you're fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Now here's Mahomes. He'll get this complete to Worthy. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes.
That one caught by Rice.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Mahomes going to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Rice.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando.
Open man right side is Rice.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And again, it's Mahomes. And he is out of bounds here.
CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, is going to hurt on any down. But really, the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and live to fight another down. 1st and goal, and you throw the pick, not good at all.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
This one complete down the field to Goddard.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw.
He delivers another to Goddard, complete.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
2 yards to go, second down. Smith in motion right. To throw again on second down. Hurts throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Back to throw again.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
Hurts to his former Alabama teammate Smith for an Eagle first down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play.
Previous play is under review.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here. These last few plays, they have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Did he get the feet down? Yes! Touchdown!
Devontae Smith,
his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you got a brand-new ball game.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it was finished off by a touchdown from Devontae Smith.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Chiefs going to go back on offense one final time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. That'll be caught by Rice. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. On play action, it's Mahomes.
Finds his man, it's Kelsey on the crossing route here.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. To throw, it's Mahomes. He finds his man, complete. It's Rice. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Rashee Rice,
his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Chiefs have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead is now 21-14.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've reached halftime here in the Super. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 28-yard line. Second half begins with a run from Barkley. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pick.
You start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
A first down carry for Barkley. Fancy footwork at the 45. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
And Devontae going to pick up the Eagles' first down as he'll get this down to the 47-yard line.
Barkley, inside handoff. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd and 6. Hurts sets up to throw it. That's to his running back, Gainwell. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 33. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Hurts.
Over the middle, complete. It's Smith. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
He's got Smith here. And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
Here's Hurts to throw.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted.
And the Chiefs are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because If he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
That ball caught. It's Rice. And they get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Here's Mahomes to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Third quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Now it's Mahomes again. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Up next, the biggest quarter of the entire season. At the end of that, we get to crown a champion. Only 1 quarter left here in Super Bowl 60 as we get set to begin the 4th. They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Throwing now is Mahomes. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And we're at the time in this Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player, and it appears to be Devontae Smith who's having some problems here. In motion comes the tight end left. Throwing is Hurts. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hurts. And Hurts is intercepted. His 3rd of the game.
Milan, darling, Milan.